Welcome to Time to Listen English Channel, your ultimate path to English fluency.
Hey, English learners. Welcome to Time to Listen English Channel, where you can relax, enjoy natural conversations, and improve your English through real-life discussions.
This is your cozy corner of the internet where learning English feels more like chatting with friends than studying from a textbook.
I'm James, currently enjoying a cup of coffee that I have been looking forward to all week.
And I'm Eva, who almost didn't make it here because I seriously considered taking a 3-hour nap after work.
Honestly, that already sounds related to today's topic.
Trust me, this week felt longer than normal somehow.
How have you been, Eva?
Pretty good overall, but I'm definitely feeling the effects of a busy week.
I know exactly what you mean.
Before we get too comfortable, don't forget to follow or subscribe if you'd like more English listening practice through natural conversations.
We create these relaxed discussions to help you build confidence and improve your English little by little every day.
Here's a question for everyone listening. What do you usually do to relax after a long and stressful week?
Do you go outside, stay home, watch movies, sleep all day, or maybe do absolutely nothing?
Doing absolutely nothing can be surprisingly enjoyable sometimes.
Especially after spending 5 days dealing with responsibilities.
You know, when I was younger, I thought weekends had to be productive too.
Oh, that's an interesting topic.
Yeah, because these days I see relaxation very differently than I used to.
Now you've got my attention.
Well, that brings us perfectly to today's conversation, time to relax after a long week.
So what changed, and why do you see relaxation differently now?
Honestly, I used to treat free time like another task that needed to be completed efficiently.
That sounds exhausting already.
It was, because every weekend became a giant checklist of things I felt obligated to do.
You mean cleaning, errands, organizing, and all those things?
Exactly. And somehow I would reach Sunday night feeling just as tired as I did on Friday.
That's a terrible feeling because it makes the weekend disappear.
Oh, totally. And then Monday arrives like an uninvited guest.
Monday has a special talent for showing up too quickly.
Seriously, sometimes I think weekends are only 12 hours long.
You know, I had the opposite problem for a while.
Really? What happened?
Embarrassed. I got so good at relaxing that I accidentally became lazy.
That's a very different challenge.
I mean, there was a period when my weekend goals were basically coffee, snacks, and avoiding responsibility.
Honestly, that sounds kind of amazing.
It sounds amazing until you realize your laundry has been sitting there for a week.
Okay, fair enough.
I guess finding balance is harder than people think.
Yeah, and figuring out what actually helps you recharge is a whole challenge on its own.
That's true because what feels relaxing to one person can feel completely exhausting to someone else.
Exactly, and I learned that the hard way when I kept copying other people's routines.
What kind of routines are we talking about?
The kind where people wake up at 6 on Saturday, go hiking, meal prep for the week, and somehow still have energy left.
Ah, yes, the superhuman weekend schedule.
I tried it once and spent the entire Sunday wondering why I felt so tired.
Honestly, that doesn't sound relaxing at all.
That's exactly what I realized, but at the time, I felt guilty for wanting a slower weekend.
It's funny how people can feel guilty for resting.
Oh, totally, especially when social media makes everyone look incredibly productive.
Meanwhile, half those people are probably lying on the couch eating snacks too.
That's probably more accurate than we'd like to admit.
Curious, so what actually helps you relax now?
Honestly, simple things.
Such as?
A slow morning, a good book, a walk without checking my phone every 5 minutes, things like that.
That sounds surprisingly peaceful.
What about you? Because I have a feeling your answer involves coffee somehow.
You know me way too well.
I knew it. Now tell me the truth.
All right, fine. Coffee is definitely part of the plan.
I knew it. Some things never change.
But honestly, what helps me relax most is slowing down enough to stop looking at the clock.
That's interesting because I don't think most people even notice how often they check the time.
Exactly. During the work week, everything is scheduled, timed, and constantly moving.
Emails, meetings, deadlines, reminders, it never really stops.
And after a few days of that, my brain feels like it has 50 browser tabs open.
That's probably the most accurate description of modern life.
Seriously, sometimes I forget what I was doing while I'm doing it.
I've walked into a room and immediately forgotten why I went there.
Exactly. That's the level of mental exhaustion I'm talking about.
I used to think relaxation meant doing something exciting.
Really?
Yeah, like traveling somewhere, attending events, or filling every free hour with activities.
And now,
Now I think relaxation is more about creating space in my mind.
that's a big difference.
It is, although I still struggle with it sometimes.
What makes it difficult?
Honestly, the feeling that I should be doing something more productive.
I know exactly what you mean because that little voice shows up for me too.
Right? It's like you're finally relaxing and suddenly your brain starts making a to-do list.
Or reminding you about something embarrassing that happened 3 years ago.
Why does the brain do that at the worst possible moments?
I have no idea, but it seems strangely committed to the job.
Honestly, I think part of the problem is that we're always connected to something.
You mean phones, messages, and social media?
Exactly. Even when we're technically resting, our attention is still being pulled in different directions.
That's true, because sometimes I spend an hour scrolling and somehow feel more tired afterward.
Oh, totally. And then I wonder where the entire evening went.
It's weird because scrolling feels relaxing at first.
Until 40 minutes disappear and you're watching videos about things you never intended to learn about.
Last weekend, I somehow ended up watching a documentary about abandoned train stations.
That's oddly specific.
And honestly, it was fascinating.
See? That's how it starts.
Well, lately I've been trying to spend at least a little time away from screens.
Has it actually helped?
More than I expected, although the first few attempts felt surprisingly uncomfortable.
That's interesting, because I had a very similar experience when I tried something new a few months ago.
All right, now I need to know what you tried.
Well, I decided to spend one entire Saturday without constantly checking my phone.
One entire Saturday? That sounds more difficult than people think.
Trust me, within the first hour, I reached for my phone at least 10 times out of habit.
It's amazing how automatic that movement becomes.
Exactly, and half the time, I wasn't even expecting an important message.
You were just checking because your brain wanted something to do.
Pretty much, and honestly, I felt restless at first.
Did that feeling eventually go away?
Slowly, yes, but it took longer than I expected.
What did you do instead?
Smiling, I made breakfast, cleaned a little, sat by the window with coffee, and just existed for a while.
Just existed sounds surprisingly luxurious these days.
I know, right?
People talk about expensive vacations, but sometimes what we really want is a quiet morning.
Honestly, that quiet morning felt more refreshing than some trips I've taken.
That's saying a lot.
It is, and it made me realize that relaxation isn't always about doing more.
Sometimes it's about removing things instead.
Exactly, and that realization changed the way I started planning my weekends.
So how do you plan your weekends differently now?
Honestly, I try not to fill every empty space with activities anymore.
That sounds simple, but I feel like a lot of people struggle with it.
Oh, totally, because free time can make people uncomfortable.
Really? I would think most people want more free time.
They do, but once they have it, they sometimes feel guilty for not using it perfectly.
That's actually true.
I once spent an entire Sunday trying to choose the best way to spend my day.
Let me guess, you wasted half the day deciding?
Exactly, and by the end, I was stressed about relaxing.
That's one of the funniest contradictions I've ever heard.
It sounds ridiculous now, but it felt very real at the time.
Sometimes we turn relaxation into another performance.
That's a great way to describe it.
Do you ever feel pressure when you see friends doing exciting things every weekend?
Honestly, sometimes I do.
Even now?
Yeah, because part of me still wonders if I'm missing out on something.
I think that's a pretty human feeling.
It is, although a conversation with an old friend helped me see that differently.
What did your friend say that changed your perspective?
We were talking about weekends, and I mentioned feeling like everyone else was doing more interesting things than I was.
That's a pretty common feeling these days.
Exactly. And then my friend laughed and told me something I didn't expect.
All right, now I'm curious.
He said that his perfect weekend was staying home, ordering food, and reading novels for hours.
That's it?
That was literally the entire plan.
There's something refreshing about that.
That's what I thought too.
We spend so much time assuming everyone else is having these exciting adventures.
Meanwhile, plenty of people are happily enjoying quiet weekends and never posting about them.
That's a good point, because social media rarely shows ordinary moments.
Exactly, but ordinary moments are often the ones that help us recover.
Honestly, some of my favorite weekends have been completely uneventful.
Same here, and those are usually the weekends I remember feeling the most rested.
Curious, what does your ideal Saturday look like now?
Slow morning, good coffee, no alarms, and absolutely no rushing anywhere.
That sounds suspiciously close to my definition of happiness.
Which is funny because younger me would have called that boring.
Honestly, younger me would have called that boring too.
Right? It's funny how our definition of a good weekend changes over time.
I used to think every free day needed to be memorable or exciting.
Same here. And if nothing special happened, I felt like I had wasted my time.
Now, I sometimes think the best weekends are the ones that leave me feeling calm.
Exactly, because real rest isn't always exciting.
Do you remember the last time you felt completely relaxed?
Actually, yes, and it wasn't during a vacation.
Oh, now that's surprising.
It was a rainy Saturday a few months ago.
That already sounds peaceful.
Nodding, I stayed home, made coffee, listened to music, and spent the afternoon reading near a window.
That sounds like something from a movie.
The funny thing is that almost nothing happened all day.
Maybe that's exactly why it felt relaxing.
I think so, because there was nowhere I needed to be and nothing I needed to prove.
That's a powerful feeling.
It really is, and it reminded me that rest isn't something we earn only after being productive enough.
That's an important idea.
And honestly, it feels like the perfect place to begin wrapping up this conversation.
After talking about all this, I think relaxation means something very different than it did when I was younger.
Same here, because I used to believe rest had to be earned instead of appreciated.
And somehow that mindset made it harder to actually enjoy free time.
Exactly. Because even when I was resting, part of me felt guilty about it.
It's funny how we can turn something simple into something complicated.
Humans are surprisingly talented at that.
These days, I'm trying to see relaxation as an important part of life rather than a reward.
I like that, because nobody can give their best energy forever without taking time to recharge.
Whether it's a quiet walk, a good book, a long nap, or coffee with a friend, rest looks different for everyone.
And that's perfectly okay.
There's no prize for having the busiest weekend.
If there were, I definitely wouldn't want to compete for it.
And neither would I.
So, if you're listening right now after a long week, we hope you can find a little time for yourself.
Slow down when you need to. Breathe deeply and don't feel guilty for taking a break.
Sometimes the most productive thing you can do is simply rest.
Thanks for spending part of your day with us and sharing this relaxed conversation.
We always enjoy these coffee shop chats and hope they help you practice English naturally.
If you enjoy learning English through real conversations, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss future episodes.
Take care, enjoy your weekend, keep practicing English, and we'll talk with you again soon. Goodbye and have a wonderful day.